Hey y'all, welcome to the mtga Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling, dealing for the world to see. Come on down and join the fun, all out you to stay. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Tapping with our critters and spells, and when we win, you know we're ringing them bells. From morning till evening, we're never slow. Cardboard cracks the name of the game, you know. Lost in the draw, but we never let go. Playing for pride in the soft southern glow. Decking our hands in a gritty year. Magic together with the folks we hold dear. Welcome to the mtga Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling and dealing for the world to see. Come on down, join the fun and know how you do. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul. Hey y'all, welcome to the mtga Hillbilly Show, where the magic's burning hotter than a moonshine glow. We're shuffling, dealing for the world to see. Come on down and join the fun, all out you to stay. Let it roll, let it roll. Let's get a little soul.
Good morning, everybody. All right. Let's see what we can get into today. All right, we got us a 750, so blue or red. Let's check the store up before we begin here. Oh, nice, but no thank you. I'd rather save my gems and money for the next set, which is Avatar. Awesome. All right. So blue or red? You got one right here. Let's try it. It's not Vivi. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Perfect. No more life gain for you, opponent. Okay. Can't gain no life. Let's take care of you. Then we'll throw you out. Block this. Still taking 4 damage. Got him. Took care of that last game. All right. We did 7 creatures, 7 blue and red spells that turn. Not too bad. Not too bad. Fungi magic. All right. Not really. Not too good. It'll work. I think we'll put it on mute. Draw your card. Oh, man. No life gain for you. That's got him down to 3 life. We would have attacked with a screaming nemesis. They would have blocked. We still would have done 4 damage. We would have done 4 damage to him. All right, this deck is working out pretty good this morning. All right. This afternoon stream is going to be a little different. I'm going to try to do some theory crafting. Make some decks for the early access streamer event, which will be Wednesday. Wednesday! All right. Ooh. No red lands. Cattle balling in this. This is better. Throw one of these birds back. East. Well, shoot. Let's be some kind of reanimator that. Well, we ain't doing too good today in this game. Daggone it. That was what we needed to win. That's what we needed to win. Unfortunately, we did not get it. Yep. Well, we did get to 24 now. Not bad. Not bad at all. That was a close game. All right. We'll try it. One land. Give me a red land. Oh no! Daggone it. Daggone it. Cannot draw no extra cards. I gotta get to turn this thing on life gain off. Daggone it. All right, get the draw. And of course, it was a land. Man. Oh, great. Of course, land. Oh. Well, the only thing you can take is enduring curiosity. Can't gain no life. And all we're drawing is land. Nope. Even if I'll let you play that, You wouldn't be able to gain no life because I done got my Screaming Nemesis life lock on you. All right, we got our 750 done. Nice. All right. Awesome. Let's take a look at the spoilers. What do y'all say? Bring them up real quick. All right. Up. Give me a minute. There they are. I don't know what happened there. All right. Okay. This is the last. This is all of it. So let's keep it at colors. All right. No, YouTube's been messing up. So it's been making some people come in like as spam bots, and it's been blocking your messages to allowing you not to show up. And I have no control over that. It's YouTube. All right, let's see what we can come up with. Get our minds thinking. I mean, I do like black. I do like green. So let's see if we can combine black and green together. This is a good board wipe on a saga. Choose a card name. Search for target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library up to 4 cards with that name, and exile them. Then that player shuffles. Hmm. Well, that's good. Then this turns into a 5/5. I think it's right below it. Yep. It turns into Fire Lord Zorn with Menace, Firebending 3 for red. So it only gives you red mana. So it's saying it wants to go black and red. Rakdos. That's a Rakdos card.
A new station alert has arrived.
Unfortunately. Let's check the green out. Same amount for 6 mana. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Chapter 2, the Earth Band X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. A land becomes an island in addition to its other types. So you're saying green blue? Then you exile it and it turns into a 5/4. Lands you control have trample and hexproof. Tap at X mana of any one color where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. That seems good. Although when you earthbend, you get an island. You get a blue mana. And blue over here is scry 2, then draw a card. Badger Mole Cub is good. You get to Earthbend 1, where you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green mana, which is good. So it will ramp you. Not bad. Avatar Destiny, 4 mana. Chant Aura. Chant creature gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard, and is an avatar in addition to its other types. When chant creature dies, mill cards equal to its power. Then return this card to its owner's hand and up to one creature card milled this way to the battlefield under your control. A 4-cost mill reanimator. That's pretty good, actually. Pretty good. I like it. When this enchantment enters Earthbend 2, so you get 2+1/+1 counters on a land. Then you get to also it ramps you. Earthbend 2, then search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle as landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. When you do, if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. It gains trample until end of turn. Not bad. I like it. For 3 mana, you get to buff your creatures and give them trample until end of turn. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. Earth King. When it enters, it's 2/2 for 4. When it enters, you create a 4/4 bear token. Whenever one or more creatures you control with power 4 or greater attack, search your library up to that many basic land cards. Put them on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. When one or more creatures you control with power 4 attack, you get that many basic lands. Does that mean you get 4 lands when your bear attacks? If it does, that's pretty good. So you got Bristly Bill out with this. So you got Bristly Bill. That's going to be multiple triggers on Bristly Bill to put counters on another creature or himself. Then you can double those counters with Bristly Bill's ability. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. Then we got Earthland Ally. It's got Uber in its cost, which is going to be kind of hard to cast. Elemental Teachings, 5 mana. Search your library up to 4 land cards with different names. Reveal them. And opponent chooses 2 of those cards. put the chosen cards into your graveyard and the rest onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Well, means your opponent gets to choose two of your lands that you search for, and they discard, and then they make you put those two in the graveyard, and you get the other two tapped. You got ways to reanimate your land from your graveyard. There is in standard, I do believe. This is not bad. Going over the cards right now because we got to do some theory crafting this afternoon to make some decks for the early access Sturmer event, which will be Wednesday. Wizards has invited me to do that again this year with this set, which is awesome. Diligent Zookeeper, each non-human you control gets +1/+1 for each of its creature types to a maximum of 10. I'm really not for sure about this Zookeeper here. Not really sure about it. What is everybody's thoughts on these cards? Let me know. The Great Divide Guide. Each land and ally you control has tap, add 1 mana of any color. Add 1 mana of any color. So a Great Divide Guide would work great with Earth and Ally. Which will allow you to Earth Band 5. May not be too bad. And with this, your Earth Band 5 will work with the Earth King. Flopsy, Blue Eyes Buddy, 6 mana for 4 ape goats. When it enters, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Not bad. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. So only one creature can block a 4/4 or above. That's not terrible, but the cost of it is 6. I like it, but I don't like the cost. It's a good card. Don't get me wrong. It is good. This would let you ramp 1 land unless you have another shrine on the battlefield. If you have another shrine on the battlefield, then it'll ramp you more. That's cost 4. I don't think it's strong enough. I really don't. But here's all the shrines that we've got. Tough, the Blind Bandit. When it enters, your Earth Band 2. Tough's power is equal to the counters that are on your land. Not, but your land can be destroyed. They'll just come back as regular land, though. So this tough might have been all right in the past, but don't think it has room in the game right now. I could be wrong. Then we got Haru, Hidden Talents. 1/1. Human pets an ally. When another ally you control enters, Earth being 1. So every time you play a creature that's ally, Haru will grow. No, Haru don't grow. You get the Earth Band. You get an Earth Band every time you play an ally with Haru out. Eh, you get you a 1/1. Play multiple creatures. That's multiple 1/1s. So you can overwhelm the battlefield pretty quick if if all your allies are low. Then Bume, King of 3 Trials, 6 mana, 4/4. When it enters, choose up to X, where X is a number of lessons cards in your graveyard. So this once you play lessons, put 3 counters on him. Target player scries 3 or Earthbend 3. So if you played a lesson, you can choose 1. If you play 3 lessons, you can choose all 3. It's not terrible. However, it does cost 6. I want to say maybe. If you want to play new cards, then maybe. But as far as being real good, I think the mana cost has gotten it too high, especially in today's meta. The boulder, ready to rumble. 4 mana, 4/4. Human warrior performer. Whenever boulder attacks, Earthband X or X is a number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. So this wants to be in a deck with creatures with power 4 or greater. Not bad. Not too bad. What is y'all's thoughts on this? And if you can't chat in chats, I'm sorry, but YouTube labels some people as spam bots and keeps them from chatting. It's not me. It's YouTube. And they do need to update their system so people are not considered spam bots. And Rockalatte lesson, Earth being X, or X is the number of forest you control. That's a pretty good lesson. Worth playing, especially if you're in a mono green deck. Mono green deck, very good. Earth Kingdom General. When it enters, Earth being 2. So it puts 2/1/1 counters on a creature on a land. When you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature, you may gain that much life. Not bad. Works great with Ouroboros. If you have Ouroboros out the next turn after this, you will gain 1 life. Turn after that, you will gain 2 life, and so on. Because every time Ouroboros gets a counter, you will gain that much life. Possibly more life because Ouroboros is buffing all your creatures. Not bad. I like it. Although it costs the same amount as Ouroboros. So does this have a spot to take Ouroboros? I mean, does this have a place to take Ouroboros' spot? can it? I mean, I don't think it can function right unless we have Ouroboros out on the battlefield. So with both of those out on the battlefield, then I would say, yay. But only one of them out on the battlefield, nah, I don't know. However, remember, we do have the crystals. So the crystals will make your spells cheaper. The only thing they cannot make cheaper is the mana pips. It's like this crashing wave, 2 blue mana, but it's 2 blue mana pips. So the water crystal will not make this any cheaper. But the green crystal will make, see, this costs 4. But it'll make it cost 3 if the green crystal is out. Not bad. Not bad at all. The shared roots, which is another lesson. For 2 mana, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Not bad, actually. I kind of like it because it is ramp. So it is good. Anytime you can ramp, that's card advantage because that'll make you able to play a spell sooner. And this says a basic land, so any basic land that you search for, you'll be able to get with this land. Let's say you're in two colors, you can use shared roots to fetch a color that you need, maybe a red, black, blue, or white. You can have it to search for any of those basic lands. Not bad though. Pretty good lesson. Then we got True Ancestry. For 2 mana, turn up to one target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand and create a clue token. Permanent. That's anything but an instant or sorcery. For 2 mana, return anything but instant or sorcery to your hand. Pretty good. Pretty good for 2 mana. Leaves from the vine, 2 mana, mill 3, create a food, put a counter up to 1 or up to 2 creatures. Draw a card. If there's a creature or lesson card in your graveyard, not bad. Not bad at all. This card, Leaves on the Vines. To me, it's just okay. Then we got a Defender. 1 in a green. I'm going to open Discord up just in case somebody is trying to chat and they can't. Well, if they want to chime in on these, they can. Let me open Discord up real quick. All right. Discord is open now. If you want to be a part of the stream, you can. There's a link to the Discord if you're not part of the Discord. Then we got Invasion Tactics for 5 mana. enters, creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Or one more allies you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. It's awful high for 5 mana. That's high for 5. Seismic Sense for 1 green. Look at the top X cards of your library where X is the number of lands you control. You may reveal a creature or land from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. It's a tutor. It's a green tutor that relies on land. And it doesn't require on Pacific land. As long as you got 1 green mana, then you can use this. And let's say you got 5 mana on the battlefield. You tap 1 green. You play Seismic Sense. You'll look at the top 5 cards. You put a land or a creature into your hand. That's not bad at all. That's pretty good, actually. I think that's a pretty good card. If you jump into the Discord, you can let me know. I am sharing the screen on Discord. But allies at last for 3 mana. Instant. Has affinity for allies, so every ally you have will make this cost 1 less. So let's say you got 2 creatures out on the battlefield and they're both allies. This will only cost you 1 green mana. That's not bad. All right, up to 2 target creatures you control each deal damage equal to their power to target creature an opponent controls. Not bad. Not bad at all. You got Unlucky Cabbage Merchant for 2. When it enters, you create a food. When you sack a food, you may search your library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tap. Then if you search your library this way, put this creature on the bottom of its owner's library, then shuffle. I mean, search your food for land. Sack your food for land. Sack your food for land. Takes 2 to sack a food. Takes 2 to sack a clue. Takes 2 to activate the lander token. So it's basically turning your food into the lander tokens. It's war round. So, and this does go back into your deck. I don't think it's terrible. I really don't think it's terrible. You can play this, automatically sack your food. And then once you sack your food, this will go back into your deck. Next time you draw it, you play it and do it again for another ramp. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Might be okay. Then we We got Earth Rumble for 4 mana. Remember, I say 4, but when I say 4, you got to think. We do have crystals that make this one cheaper. So Earth being 2. Earth being 2. Turn a land into a 2/2. And be good for a blocker. If you ain't got any creatures. It does cost 4 mana. Possible 3. On turn 4, it'll be 1 cheaper. But you can cast this on turn 4. And when you turn this on, put this down on turn 4. You can also put the crystal down, so it's kind of meh. I don't know. However, for a future turn, I think it's the Earth Crystal, which is the green one. It will make this one cheaper. Following turn, you could play this Earth being 2. And this is also a fight spell. So you can cast a fight spell on another creature and have it fight another creature. So it's a green removal, kind of. Could be. Possible. So yeah, it's not bad. Foggy Swamp Vinebender can be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, so it's almost unblockable. Put a +1 counter on this creature, acting only during your turn. So, you Waterbend 5, which would be your artifacts or other creatures. And to give this a counter, a +1/+1 counter, so you can turn it into a 5/4. If you have the artifacts or the extra creatures. Not only that, say you put the cabbage merchant down, it gives you a food. You can tap that food for Waterbend instead of sacking it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then we got Wallop Sentries for 3 mana, possible 2, with reach and death touch. If this creature dies, if there's a lesson in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Not terrible. I mean, it does protect itself, kinda. It's almost like it's kind of like almost like a removal for flyers. 3 mana, 2/3, death touch and reach. Not bad, actually. Not too bad. Then we got Origin of Metal Bending for 2 mana. Destroy artifact or enchantment. For 1/1 counter target creature you control, it gains indestructible until end of turn. It's an instant lesson. Instant lesson. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Or give a counter and indestructible for a turn. Counter stays, indestructible leaves. Does bust your creature. Does destroy artifact or enchantment. Does cost 2. Is an instant. I think it's pretty good. Cycle renewal, 3 mana, blessing, sack a land, search for up to 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. So you lose a land to get 2 lands. So actually you lose a land to get 1 land because you do replace the land that you lose. But then you also get one extra land. It's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Then Earthbending Lesson for 4 mana, possible 3. With Earthbend 4. So you've got 4 counters on a land. Not terrible. Pillar Launch for 1 mana. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn and untap it. Battle Trick. May not. May not. Probably. I think it's pretty good, especially since it untaps their creature. What's up, Richie? Your audio keeps going low. All right. Is that any better? I got my gain up, so I shouldn't be doing that. How's that, Richie? Rocky Rebuke. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or opponent controls. Anytime there is a fight in green, I would say it's probably pretty good. I would say it's probably good. We do have Discord open if anybody wants to join in chat. All right, but yeah, Rocky Rebuke, I would have to say it's pretty good because it is a fight spell. All right. Rebellious Captives for 2 mana, 2/2 with exhaust 6. Uh, thank you, Richie. Appreciate it. But Rebellious captures human as an ally with exhaust 6. Can we get away from the Aether Drift wizards? But exhaust 6, so you pay 6. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature, then Earthbend 2. So turn this into a 4/4 for 6. And you get total power of 6 on the battlefield for 6. For 2 mana, you still need 4 more mana to do it. And green is good at ramping. It might be okay. I mean, it is a 2/2. I want to say this card here on the borderline of being good. I mean, exhaustibility on it's a little high. A little high. Then we got Badger Mole for 5 mana, possible 4. If you play the green crystal. When this creature enters, you Earthbend 2. It is a 4/4 for 5. Creatures you control with +1 counters on them have trample. So you get trample for 5 mana. And trample for 5 mana. Pretty high. Pretty high. But 5 mana Give everything trample. Sounds good. But you might be able to cast this for 4 mana with the green crystal out. Plus, the green crystal does give counters out if you can pay the ability of it. Badger Mole, I want to say it's probably okay. I mean, you are getting total of 6 power on the battlefield. You are getting trample. All your creatures that has counters on them. There's a way to put counters on your creatures. We got that in standard right now. So Badger Mo, I want to say it's probably, I want to say it's good, but I also want to say it's just okay. Depending on how game changing the meta is. If the meta changes, then this might see play. But there's other ways to give your creatures with counter on them trample for a lot cheaper. Got Sabertooth Moose Lion for 6 mana, Elk Cat 7/7 with reach and force cycling. So 6 mana, you get a 7/7 with reach. And you can either play it for 6 mana, or you can pay 2, discard this, and search for a forest. Search for a forest card and reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. So you pay 2 to ramp, or pay 6 to cast this. Since it does have forest cycling and it has a way to ramp you, I would say that Sabertooth Moose Lion, I wouldn't say it's a good creature. I do want to say it's a good creature just because you can pay 2 and ramp yourself. We got Rakus Audience for 2 mana. You tap it, add a green if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Add 2 instead. So it's a 2/1 mana dork and taps for 1 mana. But if you get a creature with power 4 or greater, it mana dorks you into 2 green mana. I want 2 mana, 2/1. Pretty. I think this card's pretty good. Pretty good. Then we got Ostrich Horse, 2 and a green. When this creature enters mill 3, you may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you don't, put a +1 counter on this creature. So you can choose to get a land from your graveyard or not. If you don't, then this will get a +1/+1. So it'll turn into a 4/2. A 4/2. Can't really block. A 4/2 cannot really block the creatures that we have nowadays. So this, I mean, it's not bad. It can whiff. It can also ramp you. I would say this card is, I want to say it's okay. This is all, and all this that I'm talking about, it's just my thoughts on the cards, since all the cards are out now. But our next creature is Turtle Duck. 1 green mana, 0/4. Pay 3 to end a turn. This creature has base power and gains trample. Power 4 and gains trample. So, for 3 mana, you can turn this Turtle Duck into a 4/4. 3 mana for a 4. Not bad. You can pay that 3 anytime, so this can become a blocker. A 4/4 blocker. And I don't think it's too bad, actually. Don't think it's too bad. I mean, you won't be able to turn into a 4/4 until like the fourth. Well, no, actually, turn 3. Turn 3, you can turn this into a 4/4. Not terrible at all. Now, the next color that I like, besides green, is black. The Rise of Zoan, pretty good board wipe. For 6 mana, I think 6 mana is fair for a board wipe. Pretty good. And not only that, you get to search your opponent's deck, hand, and graveyard for a card. And then when you find that card, you exile them. So it's like the card The End on a saga. Not bad. Not bad at all. However, the only thing I have about this board wipe, it turns into Fire Lord Zoran, which gives you red mana when it attacks. And you only get that mana until the end of combat. Well, for black red, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's say you got a big old creature. Don't have to be mono red. Because you can use that mana for any color. And you can play anything, really. So that makes this a pretty good card. And whenever Fire Lord Zoran deals combat damage to a player, you may pay X. When you do, any number of target creature cards total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So it's a reanimator that steals your opponent's creatures. This card, pretty good with this card. Because you make you plus you're board wiping. So you board wipe with the saga. You search for a card that you don't want to see on the battlefield from your opponent's deck. You exile every copy of that. Then he turns into Fire Lord Zoran. Then when you attack, after you attack, you reanimate something from your opponent's graveyard that you board wiped. I mean, you still had to, let's say, when those combat damage to a player, you may pay X. So you had to pay the mana into the card to get the creature from your opponent's graveyard. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. I like it. I do like it. Next card is Koth, the Face Stealer. 6 mana, 6/6. When Koth enters, exile up to one other target creature. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may exile it. Then you pay 1 life. Choose a creature card exiled with Call. Call has all activated and triggered abilities of the last chosen card. This is pretty good. 6 mana, pretty good. Possible 4, 5, 6. Possible being able to cast this for 5 mana with the Dark Crystal Ounce. I want to say this card right here is pretty good. Pretty good. Then we got a Phoenix Fleet Airship for 4 mana. Possible 3. Flying at the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice a permanent this turn, create a token that's a copy of this vehicle. So, sack a permanent, such as a land, a land creature. Then you make a copy of this. And as long as you control 8 or more permanents named Phoenix Fleet Airship, this vehicle is a creature, artifact creature. So if you control 8 of these, then you can turn this into a creature. If you're running blue, you can copy this creature. If you copy it, you get 8 of them. They turn into 4/4 creatures. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. It wants to go into Aristocrat. We got Day of Black Sun for X black sorcery. Each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn, then destroy those creatures. Destroy those creatures. So black Day of Black Sun is X black. Board sorcery, board wipe. Each creature with mana value. So it goes by mana value, not toughness. Mana value. Works perfect with a ramp color, which is green. So green and 2 black. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Kind of like this board wipe. Maya, Scornful Striker for 2 mana, 2/2 with first strike. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell. Not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. Then we got Fire Nation Drill. 4 mana, 6/3 vehicle with trample. When Fire Nation Drill enters, you may tap it. When you do, destroy target creature with power 4 or less. Power 4 or less. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then you pay 1 permanent your opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, and you accrue it for 2. Lose hexproof, indestructible. So if your opponent has an indestructible creature, this right here will destroy it. Help destroy it, actually. Pretty good vehicle, I would say. Is it worth playing? I want to say yes. These cards I've been reading, I want to say that most of them are worth playing. Then we got Oppressive Pursuit, 2 mana enchantment. When it enters and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life and create a clue. When you attack, put X/1/1 counters on target attacking creature where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Lifelink until end of turn if you sack 3. And this gives you a clue token for every turn. Yeah, you lose a life, but you also gain a clue. You sack 3 clue tokens or 3 treasures to gain lifelink. And that does buff your creatures like mono green does. So yes, I want to say Pursuit is a good card. It's a great card. Will it see play? I believe it will. Raven Eagle for 3 mana, 2/3 with flying. Whenever a creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card is exiled this way, you create a clue token. And whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. This is not bad at all. Not bad at all. This will work. Raven Eagle will work great with the Pursuit. It will. I mean, yeah, you may not be exiling getting a clue token every turn, but with the Raven Eagle, but the Pursuit gives you a clue. It gives you a clue. So this gives you a clue. You sack that clue. So you draw your second card. Your opponent will lose a life and you'll gain a life. Not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. I mean, it is flying. So you can fly over your opponent's creatures if they ain't got flyers. You will sack and then you'll sack your clues. When you sack your clues, you'll gain a life. Your opponent will lose a life. Pretty good. I like it. We'll see play. I believe it will. I believe Raven Eagle and Pursuit will be in the same deck. And they're also pretty cheap. Then Bowling Rock Rioter. 3 mana, 3/3 with fire bending 1. So it gives you a red mana when it attacks. Tap an untapped ally you control. Exile target card from a graveyard. Whenever this creature attacks, you may cast an ally spell from among cards you own, exiled with this creature. So you have allies in your graveyard. You will tap an untap ally, then exile a ally creature from your graveyard, and you'll be able to cast that card. So it's sort of a 3 mana reanimator. Not bad. Not bad at all. And if you can't cast it, the following turn, you'll be able to cast it. Not bad at all. I like it. Then we got Foggy Swamp Visions, 3 mana. As additional cost to cast this, Waterbend Axe. Artifacts and creatures can help you waterbend. You exile X target creature cards from graveyards. For each creature card exile, this way you create a token that's a copy of it. At the beginning of your next end step, you sacrifice those tokens. Huh. So, does not give haste. But if you have some die triggers, this would work pretty good. This would work pretty good for a Reanimator sack deck. We do have a couple creatures in standard right now. One of them came out in Edge of Eternities. That when a creature dies, it deals 1 damage to your opponents. With this card here, it will enable that to trigger multiple times. But you got to make sure your opponent has a lot of creatures in a graveyard in order to make Foggy Swamp Visions good. So the question is, will it see standard play? I mean, it is graveyard hate. This card is, I want to say it's okay. Will it see play? It might see play. I mean, does it give haste to the creatures? No, it does not. It gave haste to the creatures that you exile, that you make tokens on. Then this card will be more playable and it would be better. I do believe. Now, if your opponent has a bunch of haste creatures in their graveyard, then that would make Foggy Swamp Visions better. But since it does not give haste, that's not that good. But it would be too strong if it did give haste, I do believe. Northern Air Temple, which is the shrine. I don't think the shrines are good enough. Not in today's game, not in today's meta. When it enters, opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Now, in timeless or historic, the shrines might be better. But when another shrine you control enters, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. I mean, I like it, but I don't think it's going to see any play. Although it is our cheapest shrine. Because the Northern Air Temple is 1 mana. The Oasis is 3 mana. The white, red, and green is 4 mana. So yeah, I want to say this is. I want it to be good, but I don't think it is. Zula on the hunt for 4 mana for 3 with Firebending 2. Firebending is 2 red mana. So you get 2 mana to cast something during combats. I think you had to have something with flash to cast. I'm not for sure how firebending will work. I mean, you got to the end of combat to use that mana. So it might be all right. I just got thinking about that. And whenever Zula attacks, you lose a life and create a clue. Well, this card here, it'll go perfect with these other cards. With it'll go with Raven Eagle and Obsessive Pursuit real good because it makes clue tokens. Do I think it's going to see play? I mean, it is a 4/3 for 4. 4/3, 4, make a clue. I want to say that it might see play, but I don't think it will see much play. I mean, it does give you 2 mana, yet at the combat until combat's over. So I want to say it may not be that good. I mean, you got a buff ability, then yes. Then we got June Bounty Hunter. 2 mana, 2/2. Can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature, create a clue. Activate only during your turn. Great for aristocrats. But I mean, it might be all right with but with foggy swamp visions, because you'll get those tokens, and you'll use those tokens to sack to June to get a bunch of clue tokens. I want to say this card here, 2/2. You can make it unblockable because if you drew 2 cards during your turn, it can be unblockable. It might be all right. I think this card is okay. Will it see play? Maybe. We got Low and Lie, twin tutors. 2/2. When enter, search your library for a lesson or noble card and reveal it. Put it into your hand, then shuffle. Noble creatures you control, lesson spells you control have lifelink. So all your nobles will have lifelink. All right, is there any nobles in this? That's mercenary, human noble. This so Blue and Lie will make this into a 4/3 lifelink. Any more nobles? Yeah, this will become a 2/2 lifelink. This will turn into a 5/5 lifelink. Not bad, actually. That is pretty good because it will work with these other creatures. This card right here will work with these other creatures. Zuko's Conviction for 1 black instant with kicker 4. So for 5 mana, you'll be able to kick this and cast it. Turn target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell was kicked, it said put that card onto the battlefield tapped. So it will reanimate for 5 mana. That's not too bad because most of your reanimator is 5. In this day and time, that's 5 mana for a reanimator. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Then we got Joe D, one of many, 1 in a black, 2/2. Human Advisor with Surveil 1. For 1 black mana, you tap it to Surveil 1. Create a token that's a copy of this creature, then sacrifice an artifact or creature. Activate only as a sorcery. So you Surveil 1, create a token of this creature. Then you sacrifice an artifact or creature. Activate only as a sorcery. That's pretty good. Joe D, one of many. I want to say this is a great card. What's up, Lone Wolf? Discord is open. If anybody wants to join in on the Discord and give me your thoughts and opinions on these cards. I'm giving my thoughts and opinions on the cards right now because all of them are out. Then after I do my thoughts and opinions, we'll start to Theorycraft. Fatal Fissure, 2 mana instant. Choose target creature. When that creature dies this turn, you earthbend 4. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. I like it. I do like it. So we will turn a land into a 4/4 creature. Fatal Fissure, 2 mana. Will it see play? I think it will. I think it will. Wolfbat, 3 mana, 2/2 with flame. Where you draw your second card each turn, you may pay a black mana. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Then if you can blink it, then that counter goes away. Is this any good? I want to say this is okay. I mean, it is a 2/2. It is a flyer. It can block for 1 turn. After the second turn, it'll go into exile because it'll have that finality counter on it. But will it see play? I want to say it might see play. Might see play. What's up, Lone Wolf? We've got Tundra Tank for 3 mana vehicle, 4/4 with firebending 1. So it'll add a red mana at combat. When this vehicle enters, target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Crew for 1. Wish it had flash. Since it's only indestructible until end of turn, I think this card is missing out on flash. Will it see play? I think it will, because it does give indestructible for a turn. So it might see play. Heartless Act. We all know what Heartless Act does. It was a good card when it was in standard before. But you can destroy a creature with no counters on it. Or remove up to 3 counters from target creature. Say you're playing the say you got slasher out, it dies, comes back with with stun counters on it. Your opponent getting ready to cast a board wipe. You will play Heartless Act, move up to 3 counters from target creature. So you move those stun counters from your slasher. Board wipe happens. Slasher dies. Slasher comes back with counters on it. So it's a good save for their slasher. Uh, Restore target creature with no counters on it. Say your opponent has a creature out that doesn't have any counters on it. You can use Heartless Act to destroy it. I thought Heartless Act remove counters from any permanents. Did they reword this? I could have swore the old one removed counters from anything. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a different spell. Then we got Twin Blades. Well, not Twin Blades. Let me continue on to what I was doing. Epic Downfall. For 2 mana, exile target creature with mana value 3 or greater. This card will see play. It will see plenty of play. Very good card. Glad to see it come back to standard. It's a reprint. Very good card. Cat Gator. 7 mana, 3/2. Ooh. Lifelink. When this creature enters, it deals damage equal to the number of swamps you control to any target. Any target. So you can choose a planeswalker, a creature, or your opponent's face. For 7 mana. And but remember, we do have the Darkness Crystal, which will make this a little cheaper. Well, let's see. Play for 7 mana. It might see a little play. I mean, it does do damage equal to the swamps. You're going to have at least 7 swamps. So 7 damage to your opponent's face. And that is if this is played in a mono black deck. I do not see this seeing much play. I really don't. Let's say your land counts as any color. If it does, then this card here gets better. For example, your Green Overlord makes everywhere land. That everywhere land is like a shapeshifter because it counts as every land. So, and that's a way of ramping to the 7 mana for this, which will make this card even better. So, as long as you got ramp in a way to turning your lands into every color, then Cat Gator is good. And then that will make it playable. Fire Nation Engineer for 3 mana, 2 and a black. Human Artificer with Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, put a +1 counter on another target creature or vehicle you control. So it will target creatures or vehicles. 3 mana, 2/3 with Raid. I think this card will see play. I think it's very playable. So I do think this will see some play. Buzzard Wasp Colony, 4 mana 2/2 with flying. Wherever this creature enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw a card. Clue tokens cost 2. They are artifacts. They're artifact tokens. You can play this with your clue tokens, and when you do, you will be able to draw a card. And whenever another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on this creature. So if you got, so you're playing green, you got Bristly Bill out on the battlefield. This has a better attack than Bristly Bill just because it's flying. So you play this, you play Bristly Bill, you play a land. Of course, Bristly Bill's already going to be on the battlefield because this is 4. So you have Bristly Bill on the battlefield. You have a bunch of counters on him. You play this. You sack Bristly Bill. Then when you sack Bristly Bill, put all those counters that's on Bristly Bill onto this creature. Then once you put all the counters on this creature will be buffed, and it will be a whatever have as much power as Bristly Bill has plus 2. And so, and you'll get to draw a card because you sacrifice Bristly Bill to this card. So this makes this card very, very good. 4 mana, 2/2, sack a creature, put counters on it, possibly, and draw a card. And it has flying. So Buzzard Wasp Colony, will it see play in Standard? I do believe it will. I believe it's a great card. All right, Ozlay Cruelty, 3 mana. It deals 2 damage to target player. That player discards 2 cards. 2 cards. Very good in a discard deck. This card is still a thing. This card is still powerful. This card see play. I do believe it will. For 3 mana, 2 damage, and 2 cards discard. Yeah. I think it'll see play. The only weakness is the Reanimator decks. But it does get your opponent to discard 2 cards. And anytime you take advantage of making your opponent have less cards, I do think this will do good. Let's say you're the Reanimator deck. You have 2 cards in your hand that you want to discard into your graveyard. You can have your opponent take 2 damage. That to do damage to target player. You take the 2 damage and you discard the 2 cards. You cannot split it up. So yeah, this may I would have to play this on my opponents. But is it a good card? Definitely yes. See play? Definitely. We've got Pirate Peddlers for 3 mana, 2/2, Death Touch. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1 counter on this creature. Well, let's see. A 2/2 for 3 with Death Touch. No reach. Does grow to sacrificing permanents. Clues are permanents. Will this see good play? Does kind of protect itself because it does have Death Touch. I think this will see play. I really do. And this is all my thoughts on the set. Ruinous Waterbending, 3 mana lesson. As additional cost to cast this, you have to waterbend 4. So that's tap 4 artifacts or 4 creatures. All creatures get -2, -2 until end of turn. If the spell's additional cost was paid, whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain a life. I mean, you don't have to waterbend. All creatures will get -2, -2. But if you pay the waterbending cost when you cast this, you'll gain a life when a creature dies. So if your opponent has a bunch of creatures out, are all like 2/2s or 1/1s, you play this, you do your waterbend, you'll get gain 1 life per creature that dies. Will it see play? I don't think it will see much play. I think it will have some play, but I don't think it will have much play. Then we got Cannon Crawler, 6 mana, 6/6 with Death Touch, Spider to work with Spider-Man, and it's a beast with Death Touch. Whenever this creature enters, create a food token. Also has Swamp Cycling for 2, so you can discard this to look for a swamp. 6/6 for 6. What makes this card good is the Swamp Cycling. I mean, it does have Death Touch, but the only use I would have for this is fetching the land. And that's all I would have use for it. So, doesn't have haste, does have Death Touch, does not have reach, but it does make a food. Swamp Cycling 2, 6/6 for 6. I don't think it'll see much play. It is a good card if you can get it out, because it is a 6/6. Block on the ground for 6. Death Touch. So it does protect itself, kind of, because it will get rid of a creature that attacks. But I don't think it'll see much play. If it does, it'll probably be for the Swamp Cycling. And then reanimate. I mean, that is good for reanimate, but that's about it. Then we got Foggy Swamp Hunters for 4 mana, 3/4. So a 3/4 for 4, not bad. And remember, all these cards can cost a little cheap, get a little cheaper with the crystals. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this creature has lifelink and menace. So it wants you to draw more than 1. I don't think we have much in standard that draws 2 cards. But if we do, this card is good. As far as I know, we don't. So this card is not that good. Does not have lifelink. Does not have reach. Does not have menace. Unless you draw, I mean, it gets lifelink and menace if you draw 2 cards. But by itself, it does not. But if you have a way of drawing 2 cards every turn, then I would say this card is good. But until I see that, this card is not that good. It's basically just a 3/4 vanilla, unless you can draw those 2 cards. So will this card see play in standard? Maybe. Hopefully it will if there's a way to draw 2 cards per turn. I think there might be. If it is, then this card is good. But until then, this card is not. I mean, this is just opinion. All right, Swamp Snare Trap for 3 mana. You activated my trap card. It's Aura. When the spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -5, -3. So it will weaken a big flyer. It's on the battlefield. Pretty good. Will it see play, though? I think it will. I think this will see play. Then we got Sold Outs. 4 mana. Exile target creature. If it was dealt damage this turn, create a clue token. This card is good. 4 mana. But it does exile. Exile target creature. If it was dealt damage, you create a clue. If it was not dealt damage, then you just exile the creature. Now, if it was exile target creature, if it was dealt damage, then this card would be pretty much unplayable. But since it's just 4 mana, exile target creature, then it is good. It is good. Then we got Callous Inspector. 1 mana, 1/1 with menace. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to you, and you create a clue token. 1/1 does damage to you, and you create a clue. Does have menace, so it does have to be blocked by more than 2 creatures. Is it good? Is it playable? Is it too weak? I want to say this creature is probably too weak for standard right now. But will it see play? It does have menace, which is a plus. And it does create a clue token with a cost of 1 life. And does not have Death Touch. Will it see play? I think it might see a little bit of play. Is it good? I don't think it's real good. Although it does create draw for 2. Because that clue will cost you 2 mana to sack it. To draw a card. It might see play. I really don't know. I do not think it's good enough. Then we got Hog Monkey for 3 mana, 3/2. At the beginning of combat on your return, target creature you control with a +1 counter on it gains menace until end of turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature. So it gives 1 creature that has a counter on it. Menace. 1 creature with menace. Exhaust for 5. Put 2 counters on this creature. So it's a 3/2 monkey. Does not have reach. You think it'd have reach because it is in the trees. Gives menace to a creature every combat. This card, I want to say this card is okay. I mean, it does give menace. And I think it's okay. It will make a creature almost unblockable because your opponent has to uh, block. They'll have to block with two creatures on one creature. Say you got a creature that's say it's near the end of the game. You got a creature out that has a counter on it. Your opponent has two creatures, and this will make your opponent block with two creatures, possibly killing those two creatures. So, with this card see play, I think this card might see a little bit of play. We've got Azula Always Lies. For 2 mana, 1 in a black lesson. Choose one or both. Target creature gets -1 to end the turn, and put a +1 counter on target creature. It's a good buff. It's a good buff ability. Good fight ability. Combat trick. It is a good combat trick. I think that this card will see a lot of play. It's a good lesson for two mana. We got Corrupt Court Official, 2 mana, 1 in a black, 1/1. When this creature enters, target opponent discards a card. It's okay discard ability. Worked great in a discard deck. Die Lie Insurrection. 2 mana lesson. Choose one. So you can only choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card. So you can make your opponent discard a card. Or you could Earthbend 2. So you can choose to get a 2/2, turn a land into a 2/2, or make your opponent discard a card. I think this card will see some play. I think it's okay. I think it's okay card. Merchant of Many Hats, 2 mana. Pay 2 and a black. Turn this card from your graveyard to your hand. Cards like this are always good because they're almost unkillable unless they get exiled. 2/2. And you return it to your hand for 3. If you got 5 mana, you can return this to your hand, and then once you return it to your hand, you can play it. It's a good sack card. Good card to sack. So, yeah, I think this will be a pretty good card. I do think this will be a good card. I do think it'll see a lot of play. Beetle Herd Merchants. 5 mana, 5/4. When this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Beetle Headed Merchants works good with Merchant of Many Hats. You play Merchant of Many Hats. You get Beetle Headed Merchants out on the battlefield. When you attack with Beetle Headed Merchants the very next turn, you'll sack your Merchant of Many Hats. And then, whenever this creature attacks, then this right here will get a +1 counter. So it'll turn into 6/5. So, but anyway, it's a 5/4 for 5. Might be able to cast it for 4 with the darkness crystal out. So you'll attack with beetle, headed merchants, sack your merchants of many hats, put a +1 counter on this, play, get this back to your hand, play it again, sack, attack with your beetle headed merchants, sack your merchant of many hats, putting another +1 counter on beetle. Each turn, you're sacking your merchant, returning it, playing it, sacking it. Each time you sack it, you will put counters on this. Not only that, each time you sack your merchant of many hats, you're also drawing cards. Not bad, not a bad combo there. So these two will combo together. I like it. I do like it. All righty, that's the green and the black. We'll go over the 2 more colors this afternoon, possible 3. But it is 11:03, so we're going to go ahead in the stream here. And I will see everybody back here this afternoon. And remember, if you want to go over these spoilers with me and try to get an idea of theory crafting a deck for the early access, then you're more welcome to join in on the stream on the Discord. Because I'm sharing this on the Discord also as I'm doing it. You'll be able to watch it as I'm going through. Then if you want to chime in and say something, you're more than welcome to. And that's one reason why I'm doing this on the Discord too. So we're going to go ahead and get on off here. Make sure you hit the like button. It's very much appreciated. And I will see everybody back here this afternoon around 2 o'clock. Y'all have an awesome rest of your day. Later, everybody.